Doves Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Dove Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny Bonnet.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Hello! Do it like that.
Hello!
Yeah, like that.
Hello!
Not like that.
No, that was awful.
The one you did when I wasn't...
Hello!
Okay, save it for when it's on.
Sorry.
God, you know, I turn off the microphone and you're like, gold. I turn the microphone on and I get, ah! Seriously, ready?
Hello! Damn, I was an idiot. Damn it. Hello!
That was it!
Alright, this is the one. Hello! Hello!
Hello!
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, do it like hey. All right, you ready for hey?
Hey.
Now.
Hello. Hey.
Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Hello.
Do it like that.
Okay, good. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It is Wednesday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the Facebook page, YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, we appreciate it. Please follow the Facebook page. But if you'd like to comment and talk with us today, you want to hear your name read, you want to take part in our conversations, head on over to the YouTube feed, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast on YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and share the link to the show on all your socials and tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We are live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Levittown. Lots of great shows going on. I'll get to that list later. And that's it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Michael. Michael, I hit you last week with last-minute guests, and it was kind of like a crazy party going on in this room.
Yeah.
So I did not really have a chance to just catch up with you.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. Hi. How are you, Dad? Good to see you.
Good to see you. John Rusiello is watching. Good morning, gentlemen. This morning, so far, all systems go. What's with the face, Kaplan?
It's my shtick.
It's his face.
And
Can't help
maybe
it.
it's my mood.
Ooh, it's his mood. No bad moods allowed in here today. Tell you that right now.
I don't know how you sit up straight in this fucking chair. Can't look at. I told you, this world is definitely discriminatory against short people.
But how is this discriminatory?
is.
But you're reaching your feet are reaching the floor.
I'm rich because it's
So
yeah. Because if a tall person's sitting here,
Yeah.
they sit up like up here, like that. Look at me. Look, I feel like I'm a kindergartner at the snack table.
I'm not seeing what you're.
See,
I mean,
at-
look. I'm looking at the show right there on the delay, and it looks just fine.
But look at the angle of your hands, because you're taller.
The angle of my what?
Ha-
Hands?
arms, right?
Okay.
You're almost like reaching down, right? With the mouse, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You know think about mice, right?
No. Well, so are you. You're
Gerbils.
kind of going.
No, I'm not. But look at me. My hands are like I'm like
But I'm
kinda
not
like reaching
but
up.
see, but I'm not sitting like this. I'm
well,
back here.
Well, I am an ex-soldier. I try to sit proper.
Oh.
And now I have to sit like this. Oh yeah.
You're allowed
No.
to. You can still turn your head when you're
I can
sitting up
turn-
straight.
okay, thanks.
Is that what you did? There's a bullet coming.
Yes.
Where?
There's a bullet coming. There it goes, like this.
You must have been an easy target. You just kind of.
No, then I was a little more light on my feet.
Oh, you were gay in the military?
Oh, is that light on your feet?
Isn't that slang for? A
No, I
gay
think
man?
light in the loafers. Which I really don't understand what light in the loafers mean. Because loafers are nice.
Okay.
I don't know.
So let's see. Fremder, I like Mike's shirt. Between that and his bald head, he looks like the moon on a clear night.
I feel like I've just been violated.
John says, see, I told you, Tony, he is a miserable bastard. I've known that for a long time.
Look at that nice smile, though.
There
I'm
you go.
I'm a happy son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
that had you, bringing Edmund in here last week, that had you smiling. You enjoyed listening to him talk.
Well, his energy was great.
His energy was
Oh
great.
my
Yeah,
goodness,
he was a lot
that
of fun.
guy is I still look at it because he posts things on Facebook all the time.
Yes.
He's a happy son of a bitch, isn't he?
Yes. Yes,
wow.
he is.
I wish I could be like that.
I'm telling you, we're friends on Facebook, but I barely knew the guy. In fact,
Yeah.
I hardly knew anything about him at all. When I went to England last October, he treated me like a celebrity.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, Tony Walker's here, and he literally jumping through in the lobby of this concert hall, and people are telling, calm down. And I was like, this guy's fun. And they had to
He's
literally
fun.
pull him out of the place to go home.
And here
Yeah.
goes the fun.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My God, what a miserable son of a bitch he is! I tell you, he's your
No, I'm
friend.
not.
I tell you, he the faces he makes, you know. But I got to tell you, yesterday what happened to me.
Okay.
And it's right up Mike Kaplan's alley.
Oh.
You know, I was complaining about my nurse. I have two nurses, one for my chemotherapy and one for my degenerative bone disease.
Okay.
And they're two specialists, and they come to the house, and one is a sweetheart. She's a mother of 3 kids, very, very nice girl. The other one is a cantankerous old bitch, which I complained about. And the reason why I complained about it, and this is no lie, Dawn can attest to this, is because she makes me cut off the show when she's here watching you, because she didn't like some of Andy's comments.
Yes.
She came in Friday and Andy was talking about prophylactics or something. And I told her it was none of your fucking business. These are my friends, this and that. And she says, well, I'm not coming. All right. I'm not treating you because I get distracted. So I call my doctor, who called the agency, and I got a new nurse yesterday. And its name, and I've specified it, name was Mario. Mario comes in, very nice guy. He has makeup on. He has eyeshadow, all right, and he has lipstick on. And he comes in, and he you know, I'm not going to name the name of the agency, but it's a very reputable agency. And he says, Mr. Rusciello, he says, you know, I'm here to give you your treatment and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, fine, you know. So I said, talking to him. And he admits that he's a transvestite, a transsexual. I apologize, a transsexual. He was born a girl, and he transformed to a guy. So Michael, knowing the way I am, and Tony the way you am, I says, really? I said, did you go all the way? He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, did you have a penis? Did you get a penis? He goes, yes, I did. He said, it cost me over $250,000 to get a penis. He goes, I went to Cornell Weill in New York. By the way, Mike, Dawn knows the doctor that does his operations. All right, but anyway, so I asked him, like any other normal guy would ask, let me see. And he got offended. Now I asked you, gentlemen, wouldn't you ask to see it?
No.
You wouldn't?
No, I mean, what? I don't want to see. I mean, I have a guy right next to me. I don't want to see his penis. Why would I want to see Mario's?
Well, no. He trust me. He has a normal penis. I wanted to see what a makeshift penis looks like.
Oh, I see
He
what he's
explained to me he has the pump,
all right.
and
Well,
they built this penis out of his skin. They took skin off his derriere, all right, and packed it with some artificial material and made a penis. I thought that was very scientifically. I thought that was very interesting.
and it is scientifically.
Okay.
But I mean, if you really want to see what that looks like, you can Google it probably.
I don't want to Google it. I want to see him. I don't give a shit about Google. I want to see it in live, in person. I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
Well, all right. See, this is the part where you're losing me, though. You see.
Well, listen. First of all, you can put anything on Google. All right. If it's live, if it's in person, I wanted to take a picture. I wanted to send it to Mike. I wanted to send it to you, and I wanted to show you and say, listen, this is my nurse. But anyway, Mike, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
Michael.
Yeah, yes.
You're a very intelligent guy. Am I correct?
I tend to be. I have. Yeah.
Okay. So what did the egg say to the boiling water?
Ouch.
No. I don't think I can get hard because I just got laid. Now that's what this guy told me yesterday, and I laughed my ass off. All right, you guys don't think that's a funny thing. That's what this nurse was abusing my veins. All right, he was telling me, and I told him about your comedy show. I first to see he wouldn't get offended. He says, no, put it on. He says, I love comedy. And I said, well, this is Tony Walker, and this is my friend, and blah, 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 blah. I gave him the whole 9 yards. And as he was abusing my veins with needles, he was watching the show. And some of those answers, by the way, of trivia, he answered for me.
Oh, all right. So you cheated.
I really can't get the credit, all right, for some of the answers.
So,
Because
so is Mario is Mario upset with you right now because you asked to see the penis, or are you guys okay?
I don't know. Let's see what happens if he comes back next week. It's good. If he doesn't come back next week, he's not. I don't know. He didn't seem
But
upset.
he almost has to expect that question.
You think he has to expect people asking to
I
see
think
his
so.
penis?
Well, degenerate perverts like John, yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. Listen, I've been a degenerate my whole life, and I admit that.
Me too. Yeah, us too.
Yeah. But the bottom line is this: he told me about he has a significant other,
male or female?
No, male. He's a male. All right. He's gay, and we were talking about it. So I didn't think it was inappropriate to ask him. I didn't come right out and ask him, let me see your dick. He said, "Oh, I have a partner. I have this. I have that. And so I said, well, let me see." But I don't know.
If Mario,
I don't think.
If Mario asked you to see yours, would you show Mario?
Good question.
Yeah, professionally, sure. Why not?
Oh. All right.
Well, I'm not a fan.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week, if Mario's there, maybe see if Mario will talk to us on the air, and we'll get his side of things.
Yeah. Okay. Now, before I don't want to take too much of your time. Shut up. Let Michael Kaplan tell you what I did in Times Square with my sergeant and a chief. Michael Kaplan knows the story, and let him tell you what I did. Just goes to show you that I have no inhibitions. Have a good show.
All right. Thanks, pal. It sounds like the beginning. Sounds like the beginning of a porn. Let me tell you what I did with my.
You know what I'm trying to do here? See if this cuts off my air supply and I pass out.
Let me read some comments and then you'll tell John's
that's
story.
a good story.
Mike looks like the top left corner of the American flag. Usually, gay people in the military are hired for snipers because they have a great shot. Oh, Fremder. Fremder says, I don't even want to see my own penis. Ass.
Now that's funny.
That is funny. Ass to penis, that sounds accurate. I didn't know that's where they got the skin from. Like, they actually take it from your butt?
I think they take the skin and muscles from a part of your body, and that's how they make it.
Wow.
I think.
That sounds painful. Like, you can't sit, I would think. And you can't lay on your belly either, because that's the area that... I don't know. Some nurses bend over backwards for their patients. Isn't that a stretch? No need for a nurse to get offended. What a dick.
Oh, God.
Wow. All right. All right. So tell us John's story.
So John was with his sergeant, and he probably tells it better, but he was with his sergeant. They were on the street right in front of Carmine's restaurant in the city.
Sure.
So they were doing their thing. I don't know if they were on a call. I don't remember the story exactly, but I know what John did. So they were all fucking around, and John actually pulled down it. They dared him, I think. They dared him to moon someone or something, and John actually pulled down his pants and mooned, and he looked across the street, and there was a lady at Carmine's window looking out the street, and saw this, this big fella. John's a big fella mooning the street, broad daylight.
Wow. Is that the whole story?
It's not the whole story, but that's like the punchline of the story. It goes to about his personality.
Well, yeah. John and I are very much alike. I'm a big photo bomber, and I'm also.
Oh, so am I.
And I'm a big.
I love
mooner.
photo bomber.
I love it too.
I love it.
I love it. I did it at Lisa's high school reunion last week.
Nice.
They were taking a big group photo, and I was one of like 3 spouses who were just sitting next to me. We didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there. And I got friendly with one other spouse who was dragged there, Hector, who then immediately started watching the show, by the way. So Hector, if you're out there, we appreciate it. But yeah, I just turned to Hector. I was like, should I not moon? Should I photobomb? He said, oh yeah. I was like, okay. So big group shot, and there's me, and I put my arms up. So I'm like,
like that.
Totally like that.
See, I do it differently. Like one time I think I was walking by myself. No, I was with an ex-spouse, and there was a group of women taking pictures, and I just went like this.
Oh yeah, I'll do that too. Yeah,
and just smile.
Yeah.
And usually 9 times out of 10, people like it.
Yes.
Yeah, people like it. They think it's funny.
Yeah. If I get called out on it, I will apologize, and I'll say, please, I won't do anything. Please take your normal pictures now.
Yeah.
I have a few mooning and photobombing stories, and this goes back years ago. There's down in Long Beach, South Shore, Nassau County, Long Island, Long Beach. It's right on the water, and it's a beautiful area, fun area during the summertime.
Oh yeah.
There's a campground in one particular area, and you can go down there and camp. And they have, there's a section of the campground where a section of the beach is just for the campers. So me and some friends went down there, and we're just, we were camping, and then we were just hanging out on the beach by the water. And this big family comes down. I mean, it had to be 20 of them. And they're taking, every possible picture. Every configuration. You two, you 4, these 4, these 5, these 8, everybody. You 2 get out. They were taking so many. After a while, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
So, of course, eventually I'm getting in the back. And then it's you would think I was invisible. I mean, they weren't saying a word. And after a while, I'm like, what is going on? Nobody's calling me out. They're taking all these configurations.
They didn't even look at you hey,
nothing.
Who are you?
Nothing. I'm behind them in every configuration. I'm bouncing around. And to up the ante, because they weren't responding, I dropped my pants. And they still did not react.
Oh, come on.
Joe Murphy, I'll get Joe Murphy on the phone. He will verify this for me. He's off to the side with his girlfriend at the time, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, who became my first wife. They're off to the side. They're hysterical. I'm dancing away, and nothing. I mean, I gave up after a while because I just had enough. And I just went on my merry way. I swear to you. A moon story I actually have 2 moon stories. Another camping story. We were camping in Narrowsburg, New York, which Narrowsburg, New York is literally walking distance from the New York, Pennsylvania border. It's right on the Delaware River. And the campground, it's the Delaware River is down here, and the campground is high up. And so we're camping right on the ledge of this. It's not a cliff, but it's just an incline. But people are kayaking and rafting on the Delaware River all day. All we had to do is look down, and so sometimes we'd yell, "Bobby!" And we didn't know anybody, but
right,
So one time these two hot girls, they were just rowing by themselves, just 2 of them. So I don't know. I mean, I was 24 or something, whatever age I was. And I just turn around and I go, "Hey!" So I look up and I turn around and chuck the moon. And my friend, we're all standing there. This one girl, she yells up, "Shave that fat, hairy fucking ass!" Like that. We laughed for hours. And we still.
What a great comeback.
Absolutely. And my
get
friends.
Her on the show.
I still talk to some of these friends that were there. And I mean, we still yell it out sometimes in conversation if
hairy ass.
Oh, it was freaking hilarious. And then another time I was actually not too far from here at a diner here in East Meadow. And, we had our dinner and we were all leaving for the night. And it was a bunch of us, and some friends of ours were pulling out in the car while some of us were still standing. And it was a wet night, and it was winter. And I'm chucking the moon to this one couple that's leaving. And the girl, Teresa, she rolled down the window. She yelled something at me. And the car had stopped, so I go running. My ass is sticking out, and I go running. And I'm trying to stick my ass. Her window is down, so I'm trying to, I turn around. I'm trying to like get my ass right in her face through the window, but right where the car was ice, and I went flying, literally landed on my bare ass on the street.
Now, it would have been funny, like, you know, if it got stuck to the ice.
Ooh, like the kid's tongue in Christmas Story.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that would have sucked. Oh, imagine that.
Like Mario.
Well, that's the thing. So if they'd have to scrape me out, whatever skin is left on the ice, they could peel it off and make a dick.
They could have made a dick for somebody.
See, it all comes full circle. Did I ever tell you? Yesterday's show we were talking about farts. Now today we're talking about asses and dicks. It's quite the week.
You know, when I was younger, I was so ugly. I was so ugly. I was driving down the street, and a cop arrested me for mooning.
Is that Rodney, or you just? I'm telling you should get up there, and that face is fantastic. Was that a Rodney joke?
That's a Rodney joke.
That is a Rodney joke?
It's a Rodney joke. But what I've been trying to do is make it a little different.
Okay.
You know, even though I am copyright infringing.
Yeah. But you could still do that kind of humor. There's still a lot of self-deprecating humor.
I love self-deprecating.
Yeah, actually I do too. Yeah. And then my last photobomb story, and I've told this story a few times on this show, but I'll tell it again. We were in the city, and there's this crowd of girls. It had to be like 30 high school girls. They were on some kind of trip because there was like maybe 6 or 7 parents with them. But
yeah,
they were outside the Stardust Diner.
Oh,
yeah.
Love that place. Sorry,
scared me. So they're taking a big group photo. So of course I get in the back of them, and I'm taking a bunch of pictures. And sure enough, one of the men, he pulls the camera down. He yells, "Hey, get over here!" I'm like, "All right." He caught me. So I walk off, and just like I said a minute ago, take your pictures. You know, I'm sorry. I'll get out of your way. He goes, "No, get over here." And I'm thinking, "Oh, is this guy gonna yell at me? Is there gonna be a problem?"
Yeah.
So I walk up to him. He goes, "No, like this." I'm like, okay. So I leaned in. I'm like, "Please don't hit me."
Right.
And I swear to you, this is true. Sally was there. I lean in. And he goes, "I've seen 3 of your murder mysteries. You guys are hilarious."
Come on.
I swear to you.
Wow.
They were from. In fact, he even told me one of the places. They were a group from Westbury. And then 5 minutes later, so I go back. Sally was waiting online. 'Cause we were going into the Iridium to see a show. Sally was online, so I go back. Now Sally sees somebody that she knows, so she goes over to talk to somebody that was on the line. And I'm standing there. All of a sudden, I hear from behind me, "Mr. Walker?" I thought I was getting subpoenaed or something. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
I turn around and I just go, "Who are you?" And he tells me his name and he goes, "I really enjoy your show, your podcast." This is literally 5 minutes after that. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Wow.
Sally then comes walking over and then he goes, "Oh, Sally's here too." And she does the same thing. She goes, "Do I know you?" Gives her name and says, "I just watched the show. You guys are great." I'm like, "Oh, holy shit." So then he says, "Can we get a picture?" I'm like, "Okay." So, I get next to Sally. He's now behind the phone. I go, no, didn't you just? He goes, "No, I don't want to be in. I just want to take your picture." Okay. And that was all. That's all true. I swear to you, that's all true. It was all within 5 minutes of
I went to a very dark place when you told me that. He just wanted a picture of you two.
I don't get it.
Oh, he was probably doing dirty things looking at the picture.
Oh.
Not funny?
No, that is funny. I'm just distracted. No, that was funny. Okay.
Maybe Mario Van Peebles was masturbating to it.
Maybe it was him. Her. It. I don't know. All right. So before I forget, I want to read more comments. But before I forget, so I was distracted because Elio sent me a photo, and at first I couldn't see what it was, but now I see it. Let me remind you guys, I did tell you the other day, but I will remind you again. This Saturday, August 3rd, all right, so this says 5 p.m., so I think it's 5 p.m. his time, which would be like around noon, our time. BBC Sounds. That you can find on the internet. It's one of BBC's radio stations over there in England. So BBC Sounds. It's 5:00 their time in England. So whatever time it is here, that is where you can hear their broadcast of an Elio show that they recorded back in April.
At the Palladium, the London Palladium, that show.
Was it the Palladium show they recorded? I think it was. I'm drawing a blank because he played the Palladium, and then there was another place in Wales, a big, beautiful, popular place. I can't remember if it was there that they recorded it or the Palladium. Elio, forgive me, but
now is Elio? Is he from England?
Yes, his parents.
He is.
His parents are Italian. Off the boat Italian. The accents and everything. And his father was in the service and had the choice of either going to England or going to America.
Oh.
I guess to be stationed. And for whatever job he would have, and I hope I'm not butchering the story, like he'd have one job in England, he'd have a different job in America, and he liked the job better. Or the assignment, whatever.
Yeah.
He liked the England one better.
Well,
so he
MOS, Military Occupational Specialty.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Just taught you something that probably you forgot about already.
MOS. Military Operation Facility. Occupation. So he chose England. So they just stayed there. They've been there ever since. And so Elio is.
How old is Elio? Our age or younger?
He's right in between. He's 56.
56.
Yep. His father did come to America with the service for some kind of MOS.
Very good.
But he never got off the boat. So he saw
in the Navy? You don't know.
Probably, I don't know. So he saw the dock in New York, but never set foot.
Wow.
So it wasn't until 5 years ago, Elio brought him here, and it was his first time to America.
Because his parents must be in their 80s, I'm sure.
They are in their 80s at this point.
Wow.
So Elio and his lovely better half, Amy, they brought Elio's father over, and they actually came in here, and they were singing Tom Jones songs.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it was a blast.
That must have been fun.
I hung out with them. They were here for a few days. Spent a lot of time with them. What it was, Elio was the Independent Music Awards was happening in New York City, and Elio was nominated, and we went with him, and he figured, all right, let me bring my dad too. So his father got to come to New York for the first time and be there. Elio won. He was nominated for 2 awards, and he won one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a great
Nice.
night, and we had a great time. We took the father to All-American, which he loved.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What's the game you see in a lot of bars? There's like sand on the table, and you're
shuffle, not shuffleboard. I know you throw the disc at it's sawdust on there.
Right, and you get like a few of them in a square, but you can knock the other guys off the square. There's a point system.
Like bocce.
Yes,
it's almost
yes.
like bocce ball, but with the little silver discs on the sawdust wood thing.
He was. Me and him played it. It was, I think, the first time either one of us was. Actually, I take that back. He may have played the game before, but I think it was the first time I was playing it.
Yeah,
and we were going back and forth on points. His last turn, he took the lead. So on my last turn, I got some points where I tied it up, but then my very last throw, I knocked one of his out. So that took his points away, which means I won. And I think he wanted to kill me. The look on his face. I'm just playing around. I'm joking around. Who gives a shit,
Yeah.
And I'm making fun. I'm playing around. But yeah, he looked a little surprised. Like, how dare you do that to me?
Wow.
Like respect your elder type
Yes.
of vibe.
But there are people that don't, I mean, not just sore losers, but people just hate to lose.
Yeah, true.
I was playing chess with Trish a couple weeks ago, and she's
competitive,
like Bobby Fischer.
Oh, really?
She's a really good chess player, and
Wow.
she's locked in.
Wow.
And I was like, "What?" She beat me. She took my queen in like 4 moves.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. What?
Nothing.
Oh, I said, wow, no kidding.
You ever see the Queen's Gambit?
No.
No, it's a great quick chess show. But there's a comedy show. What am I talking about? Chess. I'm sorry.
It's all right. We can talk about anything we want. Let's see. Mike met the chief at my house. The chief that John chucked the moon at. Apparently you met that chief.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, when John lived here.
Just saw on the news the cost of plastic surgery, such as breast implants, will go up due to inflation. Fremder. Looking through a telescope trying to see Uranus, what I thought was the moon just turned out to be a black hole. John Rusciello says, "Oh, fuck you, Kaplan." I don't know why he's saying that.
I don't know why either.
You told the story about him chucking the moon.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last thing we said about him.
Yeah, what did I say so disrespectful to him?
I don't know. Fremder, you guys should do a podcast about breasts. If you put your heads together, you look like a pair of tits. We'll just look down and put a little dot right. That was a good movie.
Looking tits. What?
Oh, it's all right. The Breast Men. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
It's a true story. I think it was an HBO movie about the guys who like invented the silicone implants.
Really?
It's a very good movie. What's the guy's name? Who's the guy that was in? So you got Spacey, American Beauty, right?
Yeah, Kevin Spacey.
The guy in that movie. Remember, next door was the gay dude that was dealing weed, and Kevin.
Yeah.
That guy's father. Chris Carter, is that his name?
Chris Carter.
Well, that guy, whatever his name. It's
Yeah.
him. It's him and David Schwimmer from
David
Friends.
Schwimmer?
Yeah, about the guys that invented
it. It was a serious movie, you're saying?
Yeah, well, it was a true story. It was based on the real story of how it all came about and how these guys did it and became massively rich and famous for it.
Very rich.
And the movie's got to be probably close to 20 years old, so if I'm not giving stuff away.
You're very right. It's
Chris Carter?
No.
Oh.
Came out in 1997.
Oh, really? It's been that long?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Very good movie.
David Schwimmer, Emily Proctor. It's funny, proctologist. Chris Cooper.
Chris Cooper.
Who was a very good actor.
Yes. Oh, yeah, very good. Yeah, and don't get mad at me for giving stuff away. This movie's 27 years old. You should have seen it by now. The story.
That's true.
Right. So it tells a whole story about how they did it, made all sorts of money. But if you remember, back in the early days of getting that done, it's not like today. A lot of it didn't take back then. I remember that was a big deal. A lot of women had the leakage and all sorts of problems. So what these guys did, they made a ton of money putting these things in on women. So now, as their women are having problems with it, these guys got rich all over again for the removal process.
Wow.
It's insane. Yeah, it's a very interesting story. These guys were something else. But they made so much money, and then, of course, their egos got the best of them, and they split and became big enemies, the whole works, kind of like us. And and then David Schwimmer's character dies in a car accident, and that's how the movie ends. So now you don't have to see it.
Now you don't have to watch. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't cover it.
Roger Ebert?
Yeah, true.
He's dead.
He's dead too.
I hope so. They kind of buried him.
Good morning, Jeff Bosey. Oh, Paula Marie is watching. Paula, see, I told you. It's sunk in now. Now I know who you are. Possibly a bit scary, too. What? Our heads as tits? Yeah, most likely scary. It is Irish shuffleboard. Great game, says John. Okay.
Irish shuffleboard. John Rusiello?
Yes.
Leave it to him. I'm telling you.
It was a fun game.
Yeah. I've never played it, but I've touched it.
We're still talking about the game?
Yes.
Fremder, always respect the queen in the game of chess. Rusiello says, stupid jokes. And then he says hi to his sister-in-law. Paul is saying hi back. Oh, it's a beautiful family moment. Who's the leader of the breast men? Professor Breast? What? Who's the leader of breast men? Professor Breast?
I don't understand.
I have no idea. Happy Hump Day, says Vicky. Hello, Vicky.
Vicky.
Hope you're celebrating your Hump Day with a hump. Fremder, when I told my
activity.
What's that?
It's a great activity.
Oh, it's good for you. When I told my ex-girlfriend I refused to pay for her breast implants, she flat left me. So stupid. I don't know why I'm laughing.
I don't know why I'm laughing either. I usually don't laugh at anything. But.
Well, that's true. Let's see. I'm looking at my notes for today, and I can't even read my writing. Oh, okay. I know what that means. Okay. You know what? I talked about this yesterday. I'll bring it up again today. Since I've seen you last, again, we had a room full of people in here last week, so we didn't really get
Which
time.
Which was fun, though.
It was a lot of fun. Very nice people. I don't know who that lady was.
No, she cursed about something. I forgot.
Yeah.
Which made me laugh, actually.
She kind of took over for a little while.
She did.
Which was all right.
I thought she was going to take your seat over.
Hey, if she can fix this shit, come take the seat. So, yeah, but what's been going on since I've seen you last is that the Mets beat the Yankees.
I know. And, I am very torn about it because obviously the Yankees are my favorite, but I do love the Mets.
You have said that in the past.
Yeah,
yes.
I do love the Mets. So when I saw that, I was like, really not that disappointed.
Now,
really not.
Your Skankies were not playing well leading up to that, and they got beat. How have they been doing since?
Now they won 3 or 4 games in a row. Looks like they're getting back on track.
Right, okay. Do you like Boone?
No.
Yeah, I don't know a single
manager, no.
I don't know a single Yankee fan that likes Boone.
No, I don't like Aaron Boone at all.
Who do you want to see in there? Anybody in particular?
The dream person, Derek Jeter.
But
he would never do that. He would never go on that grind of 162 games a year.
No, you don't think so?
Or A-Rod.
Really?
Yes. I think he would be a great coach.
No kidding.
I do. I remember back in the day, I used to go. Derek Jeter was not my favorite baseball player. Okay. A-Rod was my favorite baseball player. Just from, because you love baseball just like me, watching him play was a sight.
Yeah, but as a Yankee, like he was kind of
No, he had
won
some good
years,
2 MVP years. Yeah.
But he was, I don't know.
And they wouldn't have won in
prime.
09 without A-Rod.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. I don't know. I think, but he was already hated by, like, his ego was way too swollen by the time he was a Yankee. I enjoyed watching him play with Seattle and Texas. But during his Texas time, that's when it kind of went to shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of A-Rod. I don't like him as a broadcaster either.
No, I can't stand him as a broadcaster. I like David Ortiz and Pedro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pedro was always fun to watch. One time I met a Yankee. Oh, Fremder. See, he did all right with the flat left me, and now he's just going to...
Good.
I know, but now he's just going to throw all of his...
Wait, can you repeat that last one?
One time I met, with a capital M, a Yankee. It just kills the whole thing.
Yeah. I'm taking my ginger ale and going home.
The Yankees need Bobby Valentine. John Rusiello, I just lost all respect for you. Freaking, I hate Bobby Valentine. Hate him. I liked him when he was a player. I liked him when he coached the Mets in the 80s. I liked him when he left the Mets and then became the Texas manager. I was even happy when the Mets first brought him in. Same thing. Somewhere within that time frame, he just became such an egotistical bastard and had to have his face everywhere. I thought that pine tar,
He did.
that thing,
The mustache?
I thought that was disgraceful.
When he got thrown out of the game, and with the fake mustache.
One with the
That
fake
was
mustache
that
and
actually
glasses.
disgraced baseball. He
Right.
disgraced the game.
He disgraced it. It
really did.
It showed what a narcissist he is. It showed that this is a man who did not have faith in his coaching staff.
Nope.
Get the fuck out of here.
That said a lot about his personality.
Yep. I lost all respect for him on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then even
did they win with him?
They made the postseason a few times. They never won anything with him.
Who was the coach with when they went to the World Series with the Royals? Do you remember?
2015. Was that
Willie Randolph?
It might have been Willie. I think it was Willie. They made it to the World Series with Valentine. That was the Subway Series in 2000.
That's right, the Subway Series.
But they lost 4-1. And I even liked the first. I think the first year they made playoffs with Bobby Valentine. It was 1999. I remember that much.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost in the first round. And right after they're not even completely off the field yet. And the on the field reporter for the TV station gets Valentine to do an interview. The guy can barely speak. He's about to break out and just weep. And he actually did. He stopped. He stopped the interview and said, I just can't. I can't. And you saw it. He was about to, and he just left. I loved him for that. Like, you love this team. You're a part of this team. You guys worked and tried so hard.
He was overwhelmed by losing.
But, yeah, I don't know. I felt the going in disguise, I lost respect for him.
Yeah, it was
and then I know this is a little bit of a touchy subject, but even with 9/11, because Shea Stadium parking lot became almost like a warehouse. Like a lot of
it was
supplies,
a big staging area.
Staging area, perfect. Yeah. Thank you. And a lot of Mets were there to help out.
Yeah.
It just seemed to me. This guy was just hamming it up for the camera. Let me show how much I love this city, and
he did do that a lot back then.
Yeah,
yes, he did.
And they would they're passing boxes to load onto trucks, and he would stop and open up the box.
It was
very good. These are closed. Yes, let's ship them out. Big smile.
It was like politicians doing photo ops.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Exactly.
And that really turned me off. I was like, I don't like this. I felt as a manager, he was predictable. Other people in baseball don't like him. And it just seemed to me he got very egotistical after that. I hated him as an announcer. He made a mess after the Mets got rid of him. He managed in Boston. They only had him for one season. It was a disaster. Before the Mets, and they loved him there, and he totally kicked ass. He won a lot championships. Yeah. He did go back, I believe, after the Mets. Yeah. He went back there for a little while.
But you never heard any ex-players talk how great he was. Do they? At least I've never heard.
Piazza does. Yeah. Thinking about it, he might be the... Actually, no, just last week, Todd Zeal, he does the Mets pre- and post-games, which I hate him too.
Yeah, I don't like Todd Zeal.
Somebody asked him... the other day, they take questions from fans. Somebody asked him who was the favorite manager you played for, and he did. He said Valentine.
Wow.
Yeah, but it made sense to me because Todd Zeal's a dipshit too.
He is a dipshit.
Todd Zeal sucks. He was overrated as a player.
Because he was on the Yankees for a little bit.
Right.
He
did
terrible.
two stints with the Mets.
Yeah.
Why, I have no idea. And I think he played for, was it every team in baseball? Or close to it.
Oh, yeah, he's one of those. He made the baseball history books.
But there's a reason for that. Because you couldn't stay in one place because you suck. And they kept trading you off.
He was good enough to be in the major leagues, but he would have a good game and then be horrible for a month.
Right. But he carried himself like he was,
like he was a
Keith Hernandez. Or Gary
Carter.
Right.
Or Darryl Strawberry. He did.
But you
He played third base, didn't he?
He was around. He actually started as a catcher.
Oh, he started as a.
Went
Oh,
over
that's
to-
right. He
yeah.
started as a catcher.
Went to third, and then with the Mets, he was mainly a first baseman. In fact, if you remember, he was a dipshit. That famous play, the Mets against the Yankees, where I forget who the player was, but the guy hits the ball, and as he's rounding first, Zeal was in his path, so he hits Zeal.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Knobloch, Chuck Knobloch.
Yeah.
He hits. He runs into Zeal as he's running for second, and Zeal got called in interference. What are you standing there for? That you were totally in the guy's path. If you knew anything, if you were a smart baseball player, that's the last place you'd be.
He's lucky he got that job.
Right.
I don't think he's that great at it. I've watched him. He's all right.
I think he sucks. After baseball, because he thought he was hot shit, he tried acting, and of course went nowhere with that. And now you see him on the Mets games. When he first started doing the Mets pre and post game, you always see him, shirt buttoned down.
Oh yeah.
He never wore a tie.
No.
He had the jacket on and the button down shirt, but no tie, and his hair is kind of spiked, and
Yeah.
So I don't know. They must have renegotiated his contract because now he wears a tie.
I know.
But his hair is still spiked, and he's got the Trump orange fake tan going on.
He does.
Which I think it looks stupid. The guy, it looks like it hurts him to crack a smile.
He doesn't smile. You think I'm miserable?
Oh yeah, you got nothing on him. I don't even know what the hell he's even talking about. Sometimes sometimes I'll sit there and be like, what? But what kills me the most, he's with a professional. Gary Apple is the guy's name.
Yeah.
Professional announcer. He's great. He's professional. He'll sit there and talk like this, and then it's time for Zeal to go on his spiel. And he always kind of yells. He always kind of talks like
He
this.
does.
Talking to the
He
camera.
talks loud.
It's like, take it easy,
Yeah,
Todd.
take it easy. Is
Yeah.
he on amphetamines or something?
Well, I don't know. Well, he should be on something else, but I don't know. Like, Todd, you didn't win anything with the Mets. You made it to the World Series with the Mets, and you lost. Like, I don't. Are you considered a great Met that you should be?
What?
In yeah, like, get out of here. They used to bring in Lee Mazzilli had the job for a while. Bob Ojeda.
Yeah.
Like, they brought in
Those
Met
were
winners.
good players.
Right.
Yes.
Then before Zeal, it was Nelson Figueroa. Who gives a shit about Nelson Figueroa?
Figueroa.
Guy played for the Mets for, I think, one season. And never really amounted to much. Like, who gives a shit?
That's why I'm torn about the Mets. That's what obsessed me about the Mets. Their decision making.
Well, yeah. Well, we're talking about the booth. I mean, Gary, Keith, and Ron are the best. I don't care what Michael Kay says.
There's no comparison.
All right, I'm going to get
anybody.
yelled at. Sorry, Bobby Valentine sucks.
I can't let this go. Bobby Valentine is
Oh, when you said I can't let this go, I thought you were talking about Mario's dick.
No. Listen, this is serious.
Okay.
He did stupid things, but you know what? Look at Strawberry. Look at Dykstra. Look at all these junkies. And everything. Bobby Valentine disciplined the Mets when the Mets need to be disciplined, and they won. Okay. So this is what the Yankees need. And let me tell you something about Bobby Valentine. You have your own opinions. I respect your opinion. Bobby Valentine, 9/11, you mentioned Shea Stadium. Bobby Valentine called up the sports companies, the sport apparel companies, and got tractor trailers loaded with clothes to give us so we could change. All right, and I know the guy personally. All right, there's three guys that I know personally. God rest his soul, was Tommy Lasorda. Tommy Lasorda was a dear friend of mine. I was on the board of a restaurant chain with Tommy Lasorda.
Wow.
All right, and yes, and Mike can attest to that too. All right, there's been plaques in my garage and pictures with Tommy. All right, and Mike Piazza. By the way, Tommy Lasorda was Mike Piazza's godchild.
Yes,
right,
yes, I knew that.
Okay, all right. So, and Bobby Valentine is just one of the greatest Americans I've ever met in my life. He's up in Connecticut.
Right.
He has a restaurant in Connecticut. Years ago, he invited me to his restaurant a few times. He does more for baseball. He was in Japan a few times with Tommy Lasorda. He had 2 championship teams. So the guy made a stupid mistake with his mustache and shit like that. Okay, but that does not that doesn't take away his managing skills and his coaching skills, and that's what the Yankees need. Boone is not a disciplinarian. He's not a great manager. If the Yankees had Valentine, no nonsense bullshit guy like Valentine, they would do much better.
So, but you mentioned Strawberry and Dykstra. Valentine wasn't the guy who came in and straightened those guys out.
No. You misread. These guys were total fuck ups. And they were great baseball players, but they were total fuck ups.
Right, but Valentine wasn't the one who came in and straightened them out.
No, you're right, but I'm just saying you're knocking Dykstra. I mean, you're knocking Valentine for one stupid thing he did. Look at the stupid things Strawberry did, and Dykstra,
okay.
and all the other.
No,
what is
I
Kaplan
misunderstood.
doing?
I don't know. He took a
What is he
picture.
doing?
I don't know why.
Oh my God
take a
Almighty!
selfie,
And you got to stop with these stupid fucking Rodney jokes. That's what I told you to go fuck yourself. These stupid Rodney jokes suck. I got to be careful. My sister-in-law's watching. My sister-in-law thinks I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. She doesn't know I'm a degenerate. All right, so I got to be careful.
Yeah, she's up for a rude awakening. I'll tell you that.
Oh, she has. Dawn will probably get a phone call tonight. But the bottom line is this: it's all about baseball. We're baseball fans, all right. I'm like Kaplan, although Kaplan doesn't decide what he is. One day he's a Jew, one day he's a Catholic, one day he's a Yankee fan, one day he's a Mets fan. But that's Kaplan, all right. You gotta love him. You gotta love him.
Absolutely.
So what's today? Today is Wednesday. Oh no, today he's a Catholic. It's usually Thursdays and Saturdays he's a Jew.
Didn't he say to you yesterday, I was dancing on rosary beads?
Yes, he was doing calisthenics on rosary beads.
Great line.
Yeah.
Great
Yes,
line.
yes. Well, he had a traumatic week. When he calls me, I'm his coach. He calls me, but he takes it like a gentleman. I turn around and tell him, just do this, do that. He never takes my advice. He'd be a better man if he takes my advice, but he handles everything as a gentleman.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Absolutely.
All right. But believe me when I tell you, Valentine, talking baseball, Valentine would straighten out the Yankees.
All right. So I stand corrected, because if he did all that at 9/11, I still don't like how he hammed it up for the camera. But when he did,
listen, everybody's a show off. I mean, you have some co-hosts that are show offs. I'm not mentioning any names, but you know who I'm talking about. All right.
But in that situation, though, it's not about showing off. But
no, you're right. You're right. I agree. But
if he did all that, then I stand corrected. And that's just as an American. As a baseball guy, I don't know. I don't know. I just disagree. I don't think. I just don't think he's a winner. I don't think he would take the Yankees to a championship. I don't. And I'd love to be wrong about that. I'd love to see the Yankees start winning again.
Well, it's never going to happen. He's never going to go back to baseball. He's in his own world in Connecticut. He loves it, and he's getting on in years.
And that too, he lost as the mayor. When he
right.
Yeah, when he tried to be the mayor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Buck Showalter come back to the Yankees.
See, I
Buck
never liked
Showalter
him.
Really?
No.
I mean, he's dead, but the best manager that in my opinion, and I'm older than you guys, was Jim Fry. I think Jim Fry was the best manager in baseball.
All right, yeah.
Pirates?
Yeah. I think there was nobody better.
And the Cubs.
Yeah,
Jim
there was
Fry
nobody
was
better.
good. Yeah, I like Jim Fry. I remember him. Oh, that's
Tommy Sorter, God rest his soul. I love the man, but he got lucky. He wasn't a great manager. He just got lucky. He got great players, and he did the basics. But as far as building a team, I think Jim Fry, and you guys remember Jim Fry, was. But I think, listen, I think Allie Sherman was one of the best Giant football coaches, and so what do I know?
Well, and that's how I feel about.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. That's how I feel about Torrey. I thought he was just an okay manager. I never thought he was great, and he inherited that great Yankee team. And then all of a
Here's
sudden,
how I feel after that conversation. Joe Torre, you're right. Even though the players adored him, because obviously that dynasty and Joe Torre, the whole thing,
Right.
I've done a lot of. It was historical. His players always said he always protected them.
Okay.
From the press, bad things. He was like a dad.
Right.
You're right. I don't think he was a great baseball guy, because before the Yankees and after, what did he do?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
He was
not good with the Mets.
he was a terrible manager with
Was
the
he
Mets.
with the Cardinals?
He managed the Cardinals. He managed
Yeah.
Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Then after the Yankees, he went to the Dodgers and managed there and did nothing with those
But he
teams.
inherited an unbelievable team.
Which is why they won. It wasn't really so much him. It was really just letting these guys do what they do.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons why I like Showalter. He built that team. He built that team.
He did build that team. He did.
Yep.
Yeah.
I felt he
But
deserved
he's
the
a
ring.
very
in 96.
big. So do I. But he's very big on analytics, and that's why I don't like Aaron Boone. He's all into. He's
Right.
on looking at Excel sheets.
Yes.
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm just reading Greg Halverson's comments. Hey, it's John. What does that mean? He had the right tools.
Who are we talking about? Bob Avila?
I don't know what Greg's talking about. I could have won with those Yankees teams. Well, yeah, you're right about that, Greg. That's exactly my point. It was really just a matter of letting those guys do their thing. I think Torre's claim to fame as a manager before the Yankees was that big game in, what was that, 83, 84, where the Atlanta Braves were playing St. Louis Cardinals. No, sorry, the San Diego Padres. And 4 fights broke out in the game.
Oh, right. Yes.
Torre was the manager for Atlanta for that at that time. I think that was his claim to fame as a
That
manager
was his
before the
claim to
Yankees.
fame.
And if you're a baseball guy and you don't know what I'm talking about, go on YouTube. There's all sorts of
Oh
footage.
yeah, I've seen it.
Some of
Yeah.
the most insane baseball brawls, in 4 of them in one game, and then the crowd gets involved. Yeah, it's quite the scene over there. So, all right, you know what? Speaking of John Rusciello, I have a police story that I wanted to share. Yes. Great GM built those Yankee teams. Oh, great general manager. Wasn't Cashman? Who's the general manager for the Yankees? Was it
Stick.
Cashman? Oh, Gene Michael.
He built that team.
Yes, Gene Michael. What a lousy player, lousy and even
player.
worse as a manager. But
Yeah.
man, he was a great general manager. Yes, he was.
He built that team. Him and
Yep.
him really, and Buck managed it. But
he
did deserve that ring. That was a lousy thing.
Years ago, I trying to remember if it was Yankee Stadium or Shea. I think it was Yankee Stadium where somebody got me some kind of fancy passes to one of the clubs or something.
Yeah.
But one of the real private clubs. And and I met Gene Michael back there. We were having dinner, and he came in to get some food. Yeah, I talked to him.
Isn't he like 6'5" or something? He was big. No.
Not that I recall.
No?
I mean, he definitely. I mean, the nickname Stick because he was so thin.
Yeah.
He looked thinner to me in person than he did on TV.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that struck me. Like, wow, he is really thin.
Yeah.
I don't remember height, maybe, but I don't remember that.
Okay.
We talked literally for maybe 2 minutes. I mean, it was very quick. Seemed nice enough, but I was happy with that because to me that's a baseball
cool.
legend. Right
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he built that dynasty.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, I hope so. They buried him, or put him in a wall, or.
Well, he's so
cremated
thin
him
he
or
could probably
something.
make his way out of the casket.
Oh, they probably made a cane out of him.
Probably made a bat.
Well, I thought that was funny. He built a cane. Just get it because he's Stick cane.
Yeah, I just kept going with it. So I said
did.
bat because we're talking about a
Bat.
baseball player.
But a bat has kind of got some meat to it.
Yeah, but it's still long and thin, like my
Excuse me?
penis. Yeah, or like Mario. I don't know.
Like Mario's. Mario Van Peebles? I can't stop saying that.
I was about to say, you said that
I know,
already.
I said-
You like Fremder. Fremder, just saw on the news, CVS was robbed of all of its Viagra. Police had to watch out for hardened criminals. And thank you, Greg. Greg says yes, that Gene Michael is dead. Greg, how was your birthday, pal? Hope you had a good time.
That Greg and I forgot her
yes,
name.
That was
here a
Greg
couple
and
weeks ago, yes.
Valerie.
Valerie. Good Elvis Costello song.
That is a good Elvis Costello song.
Yeah.
Who plays on that?
Huh?
Who? There's your little useless trivia for today. You can't bring up music without me doing something. Who plays on that?
It must be Bruce's band.
It must not be. It's most of the news. Huey Lewis and the News. Yeah.
Well, the Bat Out of Hell album.
That's, what, 2 or 3 guys from the E Street Band?
Yeah, it was Max, Roy, and...
Is that it?
Nils. Played a few songs.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
But that was before he was in the E Street Band.
Nils is an original member.
All right, now we're just going to fight. You call yourself a Bruce fan?
He's not an original
member? He didn't join till 1985.
Oh, no. Okay.
You put that down. How much you want to bet first?
Nothing.
All right, go ahead. I'll wait. Go ahead.
How could he not be an original member?
He replaced Steven Van Zandt. Nils and Patty replaced Little Steven. Maybe 84 at the earliest.
Wait a minute.
Steve was an original member. Actually, he wasn't. He came in 2 albums in. But he was friends with Bruce since teenagers.
All right, so...
And Bruce eventually brought him in.
You know, Max is not an original member.
I did. Vinny Lopez.
Vinny Lopez. Who's a great drummer.
Very good drummer. I was there. I went when the E Street Band got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You were there?
Yeah. So I saw Vinny Lopez. He played David Sanchez on keyboards, who went on to play with Sting and Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, with music, I should never challenge.
I know, but it's still a topic that you know a lot about, so I'm very upset with you right now.
In June 1984, Nils Lofgren, guitar vocals, was added to replace Van Zandt. Springsteen's future wife, Patti Scialfa, vocals later guitar, was also added to the lineup. You owe me $3. I told you. You do know they split up like for 10 years.
The E Street Band.
Bruce and the E Street Band.
Well, yeah, he broke it up. Yeah,
he broke it up.
that was my favorite Bruce tour when he first brought them back. Yep,
That's
the reunion
one
tour
me and you saw.
99. Yes, that's correct.
The reunion.
That's
tour.
right. That's right.
And what me and Lisa went.
No, that was 2003.
That was still a reunion tour. We went to Giant Stadium.
No, it wasn't.
Her and I.
No, you did, yes.
Yeah,
but that wasn't the reunion
fact,
tour.
I know the date, August 29th, 2003.
Really?
Yeah, it was a Sunday. For some reason,
that's me and Lisa's anniversary.
Well,
that's how Lisa spent our anniversary. No wonder we split up for a while. Bitch, I'm gonna smack her in the face when I get home.
I have the ticket stub.
Really?
I have.
But that's not the reunion tour. The reunion tour was 99. You're not still reunited 4 years later.
You know, when he does a tour, it's like two and a half, 3 years long.
You're still wrong because the Rising album came out in 2002. So that was part of the Rising tour. Because the Rising came out.
I've seen every tour except Tunnel of Love.
Yeah.
And when it was with the other band, with Lucky Town and Human Touch.
Oh, you didn't see any of that?
No.
Even going back to the 70s, you saw him too?
The first tour I saw him was The River.
So that's what, 79?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I did not know your fandom went back that far.
That one, and then the next one was Born in the USA tour.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But I missed Tunnel of Love because I was in the Army.
Oh, okay.
And the Human Touch one, even though that was a great band with a great backup singer.
Yeah, I didn't like the drummer.
The big black fella. No, I wasn't crazy about the drummer. The big black fella that was the backup singer was awesome.
Bobby something.
Bobby
Yeah.
something, yes.
I forget his name. Crystal Taliaferro, who's been playing with Billy Joel since 1989. She's still with him now. She was also on that tour with Bruce.
Really?
Yeah. She started
Which tour? The Human Touch tour?
Yeah. She was in that part of that band, yeah. She's a multi-instrumentalist. Yeah, she started out with Cougar, John Cougar Mellencamp, then joined Billy, has been with Billy all these years, but in between.
What does she play?
She sings, she does percussion, she plays sax, she plays guitar, she drums, she's all over the place.
Oh, my God.
What a talent. And she can sing. Oh, my God, she can sing. And I'm a big fan. I even have some of her own music. And then maybe 5 or 6 years ago, a friend of mine, just by coincidence, happened to know her, like kind of be close friends with her. So we set up and we all met up for dinner one day.
Really?
Yeah, had a blast. I'm telling you, she's wonderful. She's a nice woman and very talented. Yeah. But she was in that band too.
Myself, Barbara, you, and Lisa went to Shea Stadium. And we saw the day before the last show, because I think he did 2 shows at Shea.
He did 3.
He did 3. Did we go in the middle?
I thought we went to the first.
We went to the first?
Because then Lisa skipped the second and then went to the third, which pisses me off because that's the night Bob Dylan walked out on stage.
Oh, yes.
I missed that.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I was still on crutches.
Yes.
So it was supposed to be me and her going to that show, but we went, the 4 of us.
Yeah, in your van. That was a great night.
The crutches were tough, so I was like, Lee,
were.
And so she went with one of her friends. But that was the night, I think we may have even talked about it recently on here. So we went, the 4 of us went to that concert.
Mm-hmm.
But I had 2 extra tickets.
Oh, so you remember the story?
Oh, of course I remember the story.
That was classic.
And
story.
I couldn't, for whatever reason, I could not sell these tickets off. Nobody that I knew wanted to buy these Springsteen tickets, which I thought was the weirdest thing.
Were you with me when I almost got arrested?
Yeah, it was both of us.
I thought I was by myself. You
No.
were walking with me. When
It was both of us.
The guy whipped out the
Yeah, we were standing there. The
shield.
guys came over and said, "What do you got?" So we were showing them, and I remember I even said to him, "I'm not making any money. You look at the price. I just
Right.
want the face value. I
Yes.
just want my money back for what I paid." Right. And then the one cop looked at the other and said, "I got this one. You got that one?"
And they
And
took
then
their
they whipped
shields
it. Right.
out of their shirts.
Yep, I did. I talked about it recently on here. Who was here that I talked about this? But then because that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I've since wondered if those guys were real cops.
I agree. And do you remember how we got out of it?
Yeah, Barbara saved our asses
With her PBA card from her ex-husband.
Oh yes, it was actually it was Lisa was in here, and that's what it was. Me and Lisa were talking about it.
Yeah.
And she said that. She said Barbara pulled out the PBA card, and that's
Yeah.
when the cops.
They
said,
kind of got spooked, I think, but they still took the tickets.
And that's what I said to Lisa. That's
Yeah.
why there's a part of me that wonders if they were real cops or not.
Yeah.
Because maybe these guys just got free
'Cause we
tickets.
were naive. I don't know what a real shield looks like. Do you?
I don't know
guess
if I would or
do.
not, but
I don't know.
but I didn't look at it close enough to like, wait a minute, let me see this. Like I wasn't going to do that.
Wait a minute. Now that you bring it up, when police are on patrol, aren't their shields always out?
I have no idea. I don't. That's a question for John. I don't know. Either way, the guys got our tickets.
They got our tickets.
And I lost I don't know. I think it was like $300 or something.
Yeah, because they weren't cheap. I remember that.
Yeah, but by today's standards, that's cheap. Yeah, so then we just went back into the van and just sulked. But yeah, the show was great, and I met Clive Davis at that show.
Wow.
Do you remember that by any chance?
No, I do not.
We were going to our seats. Yeah, well, you guys were probably a little ahead of me because I was hobbling on my crutches. And yeah, all of a sudden here comes Clive Davis. He's got a hot girl on each arm, and he's just
Wow.
and he come right by me. I said, "Clive Davis," just like that. He goes, "Hey, champ," and he kept going.
Hey, champ.
That's exactly what he did. Uh-oh. What are we getting yelled at for now?
Where was this? In Madison Square Garden where you
No,
guys
Shea.
got stopped by the cops?
Shea Stadium.
In the parking lot.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
There what it was, I don't know about now, because I'm out since 2008. But
Okay.
there is a scalper squad in all the venues in New York. And the shields, they're plain clothes, and yes, they keep their shields under their shirts, under their
they do.
sweatshirts. I used to do it. But they were most likely legitimate cops. I can't speak for sure. Most likely legitimate cops, because if they were phony cops and the legitimate cops saw them, they would lock them up for felonies.
True.
But and they confiscated the tickets so you couldn't sell them.
Right.
All
Okay.
right, and since Barbara's ex-husband had the PBA card, they honored those days. They honored the PBA cards. Today, PBA cards they're $3 and you get on the subway. There's nobody honors PBA cards.
Well, if you're within your, if like I have a Nassau County PBA, if I get pulled over for speeding or something, it's still good. But that's pretty much the gist of it.
Nassau is not New York City. Nassau and Suffolk, yes.
True.
New York City, yeah. The mayor, a little short guy, stopped all that. The billionaire mayor, I forget his name.
Oh, Bloomberg.
Bloomberg, thank you. He stopped all that. All right, and they still give them out. I mean, I used to give Mike a ton of them. All right, and I was on the board of the retired detectives. I retired and left when I got sick, but they don't honor them anymore.
Wow.
But we used to give a courtesy shield out. By the way, both of you suck. All right, you're Bruce Springsteen fans. Bruce Springsteen should lay down and die.
Oh my goodness!
All right? And I'm surprised Kaplan didn't say it. All right, don't ever talk to me about Bruce Springsteen, that liberal, no good, anti-American son of a bitch. Everybody loves his music. Everybody loves his song. Ask the patriot. Ask the retired vet what Bruce Springsteen says about some of his songs. He's anti-American. He should go and die. All right, that's the last time I'm calling. Goodbye.
I am going to, respectfully, my friend, I'm going to disagree. I don't think the man is un-American. Yes, he does have some protest songs, but as an American, you're allowed to have that. Now, having said all that, I did lose some respect for that guy when he put out that 41 Shot song.
You did?
Yeah, I thought that was wrong and disrespectful.
And I'm going to ask you as my friend.
Yes.
I don't think it's an anti-cop song.
Okay.
Because we were at that show, and I remember he played it that night, and people turned their backs.
Yep.
And I've heard that song a million times, and I happen to really love that song. I know Rusiel is going to scream at me. It's really, if you think about it, if the police ever approach you, always be respectful. The lyrics, always keep your hands in sight. Yeah. We all could be killed in our American skin. Has nothing to do with the cops killing us. He never said anything about a cop killing that man in that song. The song is about a young Spanish mom,
right,
talking to her little child, and saying, are you looking up the lyrics?
Yes.
Yeah. The lyrics are phenomenal, and I don't think it's an anti-cop song at all.
All right. Well, and maybe you just might sway me, Mr. Kaplan. I'm going to read the lyrics to you. 41 shots, and we'll take that ride. Because the bloody river to the other side. Oh, cross the bloody river to the other side. 41 shots cut through the night. Through the night.
Sorry.
You're kneeling over his body in the vestibule, praying for his life. Is it a gun? Is it a knife? Is it a wallet? This is your life. It ain't no secret. No secret, my friend. You can get killed just for living in your American skin. Now, I'm gonna read the whole thing, but if I stopped there, that's, I don't know. To me, I'm reading that as anti-cop so far. Okay, I'm just pointing that out. 41 shots. Lena gets her son ready for school. She says, "On these streets, Charles, you've got to understand the rules." What?
Yeah. That's not correct. She calls him Chato. It's like a sweet term of endearment to a little Spanish kid.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If an officer stops you, promise me you'll always be polite and that you'll never, ever run away. Promise Mama you'll keep your hands in sight.
Yes. That's telling her to respect the cops. That's telling this little child to respect the police.
I'm not going to say you're wrong.
Yeah.
But I am going to say that can easily be interpreted that way, but that can also just as easily be interpreted as, we're in the gang town, these cops own us, don't, they'll shoot you if you don't keep your hand, if you put your hands in your pockets.
Yes.
Like, So, all right.
sorry.
No, it's fine. Is it a knife? Is it a wallet? This is your life. It ain't no secret. No secret, my friend. You can get killed for just living in your American skin. 41 shots, and we'll take this ride. Cross this bloody river to the other side. 41 shots. I got my boots caked with this mud. We're baptized in these waters and in each other's blood. All right. That has nothing to do with the cops. That sounds more like gangland to me.
Yeah. He's really more talking about the streets.
Yeah, all right. So
cops.
that's all the lyrics. Okay, yeah. So it is more about the streets.
But you have to understand, I've heard it so many times. I've been listening to Bruce Springsteen for 40 years.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. The next time you listen to him, put this song on. And you've listened to him a lot, right?
Yeah.
But I've listened to the song over 100 times. The inflection when he's talking, when he's saying how the mommy is talking to the little Chato, it's a very sweet, endearing thing. It's not.
One thing that we're missing here, or that we haven't addressed yet, and I didn't read it when I was reading the lyrics, like at the end, and even in the beginning, they just repeat 41 shots over and over. Each verse starts with 41 shots. So that's something that needs to be considered too. I mean, because he's.
I agree.
To me,
with
that's a negative. That's a negative shot at the cops.
It is a negative thing, and I understand that. And John Ruscio is going to kill me for this, but I'm just going to say it: 41 shots is excessive to an unarmed man.
Right.
Right.
Right. And that's my point. John, so he's like rubbing it in that these cops,
John. But listen, there's bad comedians, there's great comedians, there's good cops, there are bad cops. I'm pro cop.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I'm not against defunding the police. None of that. This has nothing to do with politics. It's just about a song.
Right. You're right. A song like this is now grouping all cops together and saying you're targeting. You're not just targeting the one guy. There's nothing in this about the cops that were there.
Well, the 40,
it's
the 41
if you
shots.
Mess up, look, you should learn from this because if you mess up, those bastards are gonna pump 41 into you.
Well,
that's what.
Yeah, I don't read it like that because I've listened to it so many times and I've really studied the song. But
we're topical, by the way. This song is 25 years old. That's how topical
you have to
we
understand the timing when he released that song. It was maybe a month or two, maybe 6 months after that incident.
I don't even think it was 6 months.
Short.
It was
very
right
quick.
there, and that too. That's in my opinion. That's poor taste too. That's like all these people who criticized Charlton Heston for going to an NRA convention in Colorado right after Columbine. It was like 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
to me, it's almost like the same thing. You're rubbing salt in the wound.
It is, but I think first of all, I've seen him interview 100 times, 1,000,000 times, and he just says he writes what he feels.
Okay, and I can respect that.
And believe it or not, we talk badly about people who do their job poorly.
Sure,
and I know they're under a lot.
But you single them out.
But they're obviously the policemen. I was in a combat zone. You're under a lot of pressure. I get it, but. I don't remember the whole story, but there was 41 bullets in this guy or around him. And I don't know if it was one cop or two cops or three cops. I don't remember. There was 2 or 3 cops there, I think.
I'm thinking you're right about that. I'm not positive.
The story better than me.
Right.
But can I ask you something? We're so sensitive today because you can't talk about defunding the police or you're pro-police. You're going to get knocked. Now, I'm saying, and just to you honestly, why did they have to shoot 41 times? And I think that's what he's saying in the song.
And I agree.
Questioning that, like 41, really?
And I agree. And I also agree.
The man was down.
I'll be the first to admit, and I don't know if I'm a cop and I had all sorts of training, maybe my answer here would be different. But the man I am right now, if I had a gun and was in that situation, I would probably shoot 41 times too because I'm a pussy and I'd be scared and I'd probably just keep on shooting because just my reaction, I know myself. That's what I would do because I'm so freaked out. So I'll give
Yeah.
But there's only so far you can go because you killed a man.
Yeah.
I don't like you. I don't remember the whole story. I don't know if this guy deserved it. I don't know if this guy was a career criminal. I don't recall that. But now, having said that, so if I mess up like this cop did or cops,
but
again, it's rubbing salt in the wound.
I think the man he didn't understand what they were saying, but obviously it's a universal rule. If a cop is telling you, "Let me see your hands," put your hands up. He's reaching for things and all this stuff. He fucked up.
Right.
He fucked up. He should have just been, yes, officer, because I'm a firm believer in if a police officer approaches you, you do whatever he says.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely.
And then if he or she does anything wrong, well, then that gets sorted out later.
That gets sorted out later. And you know what's funny? John said that. Once you arrest somebody, it gets sorted out later.
Right.
With the court system, whatever.
Oh, I've seen it. I've heard cops say, somebody's standing there pleading their case. I don't care.
Yes.
My job is to get you out of this dangerous situation. Fine. And again, then the next day, that night, whatever it is, everybody's calm now. They're in the precinct or in the lawyer's office, wherever they are, and that's when it all gets sorted out. And if a cop screwed up, fine, you hold the cop accountable.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel, and I have no problem with protest songs. I don't think Springsteen is anti-American. Born in the USA definitely does not shed a good light on America.
No, it doesn't.
But
no,
in this great country, a guy like Springsteen has the right to say it, and right or wrong. We can debate whether he was right or he's on point with that song. That doesn't matter. He has the right to say it. I have no problem with protest songs. People in power should be questioned and should be held accountable and we should keep an eye on them. I don't believe in blind faith. In fact, that's another Springsteen song. He says, "Blind faith will get you killed."
Blind faith in your leaders.
Excuse me, you're absolutely right.
And
I agree with that.
And I absolutely agree with that. Someone that was been in the service who wore the uniform,
right?
Absolutely.
So I have no. Even if you disagree with a song like "Born in the USA," but it's what gets people thinking. It gets people to question things, and that's why I don't mind those things so much. But this, I don't know. This to me was just an unnecessary attack at the good guys.
They are good guys, but let me ask you a question. So you don't think there's any bad cops?
Oh, of course I do. There's bad people in every. As a union
field.
guy, there were plenty of times I had to go into a meeting to defend a guy I didn't want to defend. And I always took the honest approach. I would say, "Look, I know this guy screwed up.
Right.
But why do we have to do this? Or why can't we do this instead? Or can we give him a break for this?" But that's part of the job, and that doesn't. I mean, that's a perfect example. I know so many people. I've had so many people come to me with anti-union crap.
Oh yeah,
because they take all the crappy. Because they're only looking at all the crappy guys. They don't look at what a union has done. Even if you're not in a union, you're working more than 40 hours, you're getting overtime. Even if you're not in a union, you're getting holidays off, all because of unions.
Yeah.
Unions brought that for everybody.
Well, unions built the country.
Right, and they're on their way out, unfortunately.
Workers, yes.
Same thing. If Bruce did a song about that was anti-union, I'd be saying the same thing. He's putting the spotlight on the small percentage of the shitty ones, just like that. No, I think most cops are good.
So do I. I agree.
But I respect the fact, like you said, that he just writes what he's feeling. All right. But people are stupid. Most people are not going to sit here and read the lyrics.
No.
Most people, they take most situations and they just...
And that's why people at the stadium would turn their backs.
Because they didn't take the time.
They didn't take the time to really understand. Listen to the inflection of the voice. Listen to it.
But does he have to put it out? At the time he put it out, he was already around for 3 decades. Like he
Yeah.
he definitely knew the reaction it was going to get. So you know what? I don't need the money. I don't need a top 10 hit anymore. I've had tons of them. Let me put that song aside.
I don't you know what, Tony? You're swaying me a little. I agree with you that maybe it was unnecessary.
Right.
You know, I respect him as an artist and all that stuff.
And then you mentioned it. He played it at Shea. That was 2003.
Mm-hmm.
It was we were just shy of the 2nd anniversary of 9/11. 9/11 was still pretty fresh in New York.
Yeah.
And now you're playing Shea Stadium, like we said, was the staging area. Really? To play it there? If he's playing Shea Stadium tonight, maybe maybe it wouldn't have the same effect. But not even 2 years after 9/11, you're playing that song at the staging area? That's a little bit of a fuck you. Like, why did you have to play that song at Shea Stadium in 2003?
I'm here to tell you, I don't think you've ever heard me say a negative thing about this guy, right?
Probably not.
No. He's an absolute control freak.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't give a fuck what people think.
Yeah, okay.
Or say.
True. All right.
He doesn't. And
Right.
I've seen him interviewed. And, you know, that's why he did his own band, because he wanted to be in control.
Right.
And be the boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's many songs by him I don't like.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely.
Name one.
Cover Me.
Really?
Can't stand it.
That's funny. Okay.
Dancing in the Dark. I'm on Fire.
Really? You're naming basically the Born in the USA album.
What does that tell you? I'm still a big critic of his. The Born in the USA album, I don't think is that great of an album.
It's the
Born in the
closest to
USA?
selling out he's ever come.
Yes. I think Bobby Jean is the best song on that album.
Yeah,
it's one
that's
of
a
my
good song.
favorite all-time songs.
No
actually.
Surrender is good.
No Surrender is
Come
great.
on, Pink Cadillac is.
Pink Cadillac, you know.
And Glory Days. Come on, Glory Days is
Fuck
awesome.
Glory Days.
Really? You don't like Glory
I'm
Days?
sick of Glory Days.
All right, but that's different. Are you sick of it?
No, I didn't like it when I first heard it.
Really?
I'm like, he could throw that speedball by you. What kind of an asshole are you? You don't know what's called a fastball?
Yeah, I never got the impression he was a big sports guy.
And then the video really turned me off.
Oh, no, I like the video.
You like the video? Him on the pitcher's mound?
Yeah.
He looked like an asshole.
Oh, yeah, he throws weird.
Oh, he throws.
But the point is,
he
the
throws
man
like
is out there with
Mario.
this kid playing. That's the point of the video. He doesn't matter how good he is. He was spending time with his son. Damn it. John Rusciello. No song should have been played or published about that incident. It was. Oh, it was a tragic. All right, now he just texted me. Read my comments. Calm down. No song should have been played or published about that incident. It was a very tragic incident. The song provoked unnecessary animosity. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. And then Paula says she agrees. It just brings out the crazy in these crazies today. Well, yeah, but it's not today. This song, like I said, this song was 25 years ago. Again, we're very topical. We may as well talk about, I don't know, this great new show called Bewitched. I don't know. That's how,
Oh, my God.
That's how topical we are. Anybody catch this Gilligan's Island thing? That was awesome. For self-defense, says Fremder, I carry a peanut launcher. What the fuck? John Rusciello also says you're brainwashed, Kaplan.
I am not I just told you I'm a hard critic on him.
And of course,
there's a lot of songs I don't like.
And of course, he does also say you're right, Tony. So
Who?
John.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the running theme to this show and most of our shows is that I'm right.
You think we were there August 3rd, October 3rd?
I did not say that. I just said it was 2023. Maybe it was October, now that you mention it.
You know what? He didn't play it.
Oh, he didn't play it?
He played My City of Ruins.
Oh, completely different ideology. Completely different.
I think it's a beautiful,
Oh, that song was
haunting
great.
song.
I
That's a
love
great
that song.
All
right,
he didn't
so
play that. So
all right, I'm glad.
I was wrong.
But I'm glad about that because then
Because I'm reading the set list from all 3 nights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so now I feel better.
He played Roulette, Candy's Room, The Rising, Lonesome Day, The Ties Upon, Brilliant Sky, Empty Sky, Waiting on a Sunny Day, Rendezvous, Another Thin Line, which is actually... You know who actually wrote that song? You ever hear of Joe Grusecki and the House Rockers?
Yeah, Bruce played with them. Yeah.
So, Souls of the Departed. So actually, this was
that's
a
good
very
song.
nice set list because of the night band.
I will tell you this though. So 2003, that was like I said, the Rising album he made in response to 9/11, and I think it's one of his best albums. That came out.
So do I. Yeah.
That came out in 22. In 02. It was the fall of 02 when that tour started. I was at the very first show. He did. I'm positive. I'm not positive, but
well, you could.
I'm going to look it up. I'm almost positive he played the song then.
American Skin.
Yeah. Let me see. Bruce Springsteen, and that bothered me. The first show of the Rising tour set list. That's not. They give me the first.
Here's the other night. Land of Hope and Dreams. I didn't know it was Highway 61. Oh, this was with Bob Dylan. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. That's the night Lisa went.
Lisa went.
Son of a bitch.
This
bastard.
is a great set list.
All right, let me see here. 2002. What is going? They're not giving me the actual days here.
I Wish I Were Blind. Great song.
All right. Well, I mean, they are saying he did play it on that tour. I'm almost positive he played it the first night of that tour. I was there. Man, the crowd was almost in tears. He played nothing but depressing songs because The Rising was about 9/11. He played almost the whole album, and he played other depressing songs. And I'm almost positive he played 41 Shots. I'm like, what the? Why? Why, Bruce? Why? Oh, shit.
It was released in 2001.
The Rising?
No, American Skin, 2001.
Oh, right. Yeah, that wasn't the question.
Say that works. Jerk.
Hey, I didn't even realize we went over. It's 12:36.
Oh, shit.
But that was a cool conversation. I enjoyed that. There's good and bad in all, says Paula.
Yes.
You see how our country is going. Sing a song that brings us together. Go ahead, Mike. Sing a song that brings us all together. Go ahead.
No.
Kumbaya, my lord.
No, I'm going to say
Kumbaya.
something that John would know. John Rusiello.
Yeah.
By a lovely man named Jimmy Savarese.
Okay.
In answer to Paula's comment.
Okay.
You got to have love in your heart at all times.
That's a song?
No, that's what's going to get us back together.
Who is John Samarese?
No, Jimmy Savarese.
Same thing.
He was someone that worked with John.
Oh, and he used to say that?
Yeah, and they all used to
right.
say, fuck you, you jerk off. You know, no. You got to have love in your heart.
All right. Thank you, pal. Fun
Yeah.
as always. No, this was a good one. I enjoyed the last few minutes of that conversation. Well done, pal. We have a great time when you come in every week.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
This is
I
awesome.
do. And even with that old grouchy bastard calling us up and yelling at us.
He is grouchy, isn't he?
He's all right.
He's
All
a
right.
grouchy, lovable fella.
Absolutely. Time for us to go. Thanks for joining us today. I believe that's it for today. I don't think there's anything else on Govs, right? No. Coffee with the Dog tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I'll be in here with Frank and our guest. Our guest.
What is a guest?
I have no idea. I think I just made up a word. Great show, says Greg Halverson. Thank you, pal. Our guest with me and Frank tomorrow is a singer by the name of Jessica Upham.
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 Like the guy from Saving Private Ryan. Ooh.
Was that his name? Upham? Yeah,
Upham.
it was, wasn't it?
Upham. The coward. Well, he wasn't a coward. He was afraid. Didn't it?
I prefer the other one, Saving Ryan's Privates.
Oh, dear God.
We use that in...
I know. I've heard it. It's old as my asshole.
All right. So, nothing left today. Coffee with the Dog tomorrow at 9. We're back here with Jessica Upham tomorrow at 11. And then...
and Frank.
And Frank, right. And Circling the Drain tomorrow night at 7. And then Andy and I are in here on Friday. Donversations on Friday with Don Sill.
Why do you always have? How is it not always ready?
Well, because I keep this up so people can see the Knockem Dead comedy, and then I always forget where exactly that one particular picture is. Oh, so I just got to go like this.
There you go. It's like Batman. Batman.
I'll forget tomorrow.
Cat-like. Maybe that's why you're breaking the machine. You hit that very hard. Sorry.
Well, it's not this that's broken. It's stuff in the computer.
Oh.
This is fine. Don't forget all the great shows coming up at Governor's Comedy Club. Joey Cola this weekend. You be nice. Mark David Hirschman.
Oh my God! You'll be all right, Tony. You'll be all right. You need the home.
Nobody is shooting a beetle on August 8th. Nothing but Mark David Hirschman will kill you with laughter, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God!
August 8th. Come see that. I'm doing some time on that show.
You doing time?
Yeah. I think he's giving me a whole 5 minutes. Mike Keegan and Friends, August 17th. Great Murder Mystery at the Brokerage on September 21st. September 27th. Our game show, September 28th here in the Giggle Room. The Down and Outs in October in the Giggle Room. Mike Pachetti and Friends in the Giggle Room in November. Karen Krentz has backed out of this show, which we're very upset about. So we're still working on a replacement for that. And, of course, at McGuire's in December, another great murder mystery show. So go to govs.com to see their full schedule, what they got going on. Oh, who's there this weekend? On a Governor's Days this weekend. Whether it's the Governor's here in Levittown or the Giggle Room in Levittown or Brokerage in Belmore or McGuire's in Bohemia. Tommy Gooch, Joey Cola, Ian Bagg, Dom LaMarca, Sean Kearns, Joey Callahan, Eddie Brill. That's a great lineup of comedians. So there you go. Govs.com. Make your reservations to some great comedy shows. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. Check out our full schedule and get all the info on how you can hire us for your event, whether it's a private party, a corporate event, a fundraiser, whatever you got going on. Thank you, pal.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next week.